Hi guys, putting here with a game for you, my Tier 10 US Destroyer, the Gearing. Now, my captain skills are going to be preventative maintenance, faster loading torps, last stand, survivability expert, or torpedo acceleration, last stand, survivability expert, torp reload, radio position finder, and of course concealment. Now my modules are protect my main batteries, protect my engine, longer AA, faster turning, concealment, and torp reload. Now I kind of go with a little bit of an AA here, minus AFT, because I am running defensive fire, which is where most of my damage is going to come from, is from popping that. I'd rather run defensive fire and not need it than to not have it and need it. Now, my initial plan was not to go to C, but of course the team called for BC. I'm just making sure that all these guys are actually following me into C, that I'm not going to be left high and dry. But what I'm going to do is kind of slow play this cap. I don't want to get on to it too early and kind of give them away that you know, that I'm here. But you know, as soon as the other DD gets onto the cap, you know, they're going to know somebody's here. Now I run radio position finder because I do treat the gearing as, you know, I want to go hunt down other DDs, and it kind of does act as vigilance. But what I'm going to do is actually, when these torps get reloaded, I'm going to send them where radio position is telling me. My train of thought here is either the gentleman is going to cut across the island to cut back in to get on cap, which is why I slow played it, to maybe make the gentleman think that there's only one DD over here and that some of us did leave, or if he was going to go around the island the other way, I would be ready to ambush him. But with all this going on, I'm getting closer. I was getting closer to that island just because I wanted to use it in case I needed to break contact. It is a Cabo, but I am close range, so it would be somewhat of a fair fight if this gentleman didn't run into 4 of my torpedoes and die.
Off to a great start.
Now, what I'm going to be doing throughout this replay is actually trying to use the Umago to set up for torps, or use my torps to set up for the Umago. I want to set up cross drop with the torps, so that no matter which way they turn, they're going to have to eat somebody's torps. Now I'm going to pay, you know, real close attention to the way this guy turns, the way he positions, the way he goes, and try to work with him without even communicating with him. Now, you know, I'm using my torp indicator to see what the curve first is doing, which way he's going. But as you see, you know, these guys have to know that there's 2 DDs over here now, because there goes the Umago torps. They know I'm here because I did torp the Cabo. But if you can see by the torp indicator, I did lead these in front of the curve first. You know, for several reasons. For one, if he's going to continue to push and turn out, these torps should hit him and do massive damage. And then if these torps do get spotted, it's going to pretty much force him to either slow down and stop or turn in. I actually want that guy to turn in because I know the friendly DD that is with me, the Umago here, his torps are actually going to be reloaded fairly quick. Now, the best case actually happened. I hit the guy get a flood on this guy. So, you know what, I might as well smoke up, start shooting, make use. But, you know what, even if the Umago's torps don't kill him, if he gets a flood, this curve first is all but dead. Now I stay at quarter speed while my smoke is running to give me a bigger smoke cloud. But because the curve first slowed down, turned in to my torpedoes, you know, he's not going really, you know, he's not going fast at all. is he's gonna eat the Yumago's torps. I get a fire, which I figured, okay, job's done here. He's either gonna die to my fire or to the flood. 2 fires. You know, he's gotta have at least 1 flood going on him. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, the curve first is dead. You know, you see the Yumago open up trying to get that extra little bit of damage. But he did die to his flood. Now I pinged the map here and I let the Yumago, hey, you know what, nice teamwork, you know. We did a nice job, you know, getting a cross drop on this curve first, forcing the DCP out, you know, just working together just by paying attention to each other. Even if he's not, I am. But, you know, at this point, you know, I noticed the Azuma, somebody calls out that he's AFK. And usually what happens when somebody's AFK is everybody wants to shoot at him and forget about the ships that are around actually shooting them. So what I'm going to do is in chat just say, hey, let the Yumago go deal with it. Let him, you know, deal with that guy. You know, we both have long range torps, but I don't want to drop torps across them. And we need to focus in on the caps. Somebody else is going to call in, hey, we need to push into B here. You know, as you can see, everybody's still shooting at this Azuma. It's like, you know, hey guys, we need to deal with the ships that are alive and, you know, actively shooting us. And this is where I type everything in the chat. But what I'm going to do is, you know, help support these guys and be as best as possible. The other reason I kind of said let the Yumago go deal with it was I'm a better gunboat than him. There are still plenty of destroyers around on the enemy team, and there's only 2 of us left, the Yumago and myself. So I figured if he goes and torps that guy, I can get up here and cap and, you know, take some of the pressure off of the Yumago to have to actually get in and knife fight some of these DDs. And, you know, once again, I'm using RPF to kind of tell me where I need to send preemptive torps. Because, you know what, if these things get one of these DDs that isn't paying attention, you know what, great. If something's going to come around that island, which is what I suspect, and my mouse double-clicked there. You know what? Great, I'll catch something off guard. But I noticed, you know, RPF is kind of moving. I get detected, and I notice it's the Pan-Asian DD. I open up with guns because, you know what, I'm kind of hoping that he would do what he did here, smoke up and potentially hit a torp. I do believe I do have some radar supporting me. But I see the Fletcher. I don't want to stay out in the open with the Fletcher going to be able to spot me, which is why I don't run ATF, because I don't want my detection plume to go so high. Going to focus on the Pan-Asian because I want to get rid of him because his torps are more deadly to our friendlies than they are to me. I'm using the island to cover me from the Fletcher torps. I'm really not even worried about the Pan-Asian torps. They will never hit me. I have nothing to shoot, so I might as well focus on the Iowa. You know what? I've kind of, you know, if you shoot blind over islands enough, you kind of know where you need to aim just by looking at the health bar and all of that. I set up fire on the Iowa. Pan-Asian comes back into view. Gonna focus in on him. He was moving forward, or moving backwards, and I shot forward. This guy's still reversing, which is a bad call. See the Charles. Start letting loose on the Charles. Because, you know, he's the guy I can see, so I'm going to be able to tell where my shells are going in a lot better than if not. But what we're going to do here, guys, is kind of slow down the gameplay and just take an overall look at what is going on. Now, as you can see, we are all around the top side or north side of B. B is being contested by our Yugumo, who is in there by himself. The enemy team have been bleeding ships they are bleeding points. Considering it is a 1-to-1 cap, even though they do control B, nobody is getting caps from this. This is turning into a steamroll, but it really can turn in anybody's direction with a lucky dev strike, a detonation, us getting a little bit overconfident. But we still need everybody to kind of push in to get these ships out of B. Going to continue on with the action and see how everything plays out. But you know what? Just by simply reading how people are playing, ships are playing, you can support them, help them, pay attention to, what are they going to do? I don't think the St. Louis here is going to actively rush out to the Iowa. But once again, I know the Gumo's in camp. So what I'm doing is I'm sending torps that are, if this guy doesn't change direction, going to hit him, or force this guy to go broadside to eat our friendly Yagumo's torps. So once again, the Yagumo and myself have set up a very nice cross drop. I am going to get I'm going to get one torp hit, and I believe the Yumago's torps are going to come in and finish him off. The guy was sandwiched between the St. Louis torps, my torps, and the Gumo's torps. The enemy are down to 3 ships. There is very little chance, really, for them to come back, because they're really going to have to get extremely lucky, or we're going to have to get overconfident. We're over 600 points lead on these guys. But I wanted to show you guys this because, you know what? Just by paying attention to what your teammates are doing, you can help them and support them. And then even if you're not the one getting all the glory, just helping and supporting your teammates will usually pay off in a victory. And you still can walk away with some decent damage just by supporting teammates and just by utilizing some of your stuff to force the enemy to do something they don't want to do. I'm for certain the Iowa decided to turn in because, multiple tours from St. Louis for myself, which was a really nice setup for the Gumo. We did that with the curve first. This North Carolina is really forced. They have to come in because they are just so far down on points. We ended up getting a lucky break with the Kaba using RPF, but just by supporting teammates and knowing how, what decent to good players are going to play, you can anticipate their moves and set up very nasty crossfire and cross drops with torps. So just by paying attention to that little thing can significantly help out your gameplay and your potentials for wins, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting the wins. Everything else will follow suit if you just play and work together as a teammate. We don't get very much more damage. I do believe somebody kills the Iowa, but I'm just shooting to see if the DD's out of his smoke. He's not. But I'm not going to bore you guys with the rest of this gameplay. We're just going to go check out the post-battle results. Now, I hope you guys did learn something about how I use teammates, reading teammates, how I use my torpedoes to make the enemy do what I want them to do, or something that they don't want to do, along with radio position finder. I hope this video has helped you out in any way to help you and your gameplay or your line of thinking. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are slow to compliment, quick to report. And with that, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. And have yourselves one heck of a great day.